Hello, and welcome back to our How to Become a Powerful Co-Creator, Powerful Creator series. So if you have not already done so, please go back and watch part 1, 2, and 3, where we talked about what being a powerful creator is. We talked about receptivity, and we talked about conductivity. Now, in this video, we are going to talk about the most exciting part, which is self-knowledge and learning about yourself. Okay, so this is a super exciting topic to talk about because, again, in the self-help, in the personal development, in the spirituality, in the world out there, there are a lot of cul-de-sacs that we can get into with regards to the self and self-knowledge and self-discovery that actually inhibit our capacity to be a powerful creator. So what we need to understand, okay, is that being a powerful creator means, yes, you're receptive and conductive to information, which is simply reality showing you what the truth is. And what truth is that which is in alignment with life, that which is growing, learning, changing, and evolving. Yes? And you participating in that. So there are ultimate universal truths that are the same for everybody, and then there's relative truth that is uniquely individual to you and your experience. So when we are powerful creators, essentially what we're doing is we're saying, okay, I'm working in alignment under the umbrella of ultimate truth. So about as above, so below, the law of attraction, frequency, vibration. I'm starting to understand how this whole game works. Now, at the same time, I'm taking my relative experience that is completely unique to me. Yes? I am the only one who has had my life in my body, with my parents, in the places that I've lived, the jobs that I've worked. I am an individual with my individual experience, with my individual places and areas of interest, and I'm going to combine all that to have my creative expression. Yes? So what we're saying is, when we're a powerful creator, we're creating in alignment with life, meaning we're not making things that create destruction. We're making things, we're creating things. What we do in our day, what we do in our being, how we live is constructive and supportive of life. And again, remembering, this is not a judgment on death. This is not saying death is wrong. This is not saying when we're destroying things that's a wrong thing. Because again, because of paradox, sometimes creation involves destruction. Yes, sometimes we do have to rip out the old foundations. We have to tear the building down before we can build the new structure. So death or destruction is not always wrong. It can be a part of the life cycle. But again, we need to see the ultimate results, like the ultimate where things are going is like if we're doing the same things over and over again and they're causing destruction, that's when we're in a cul-de-sac. Anyways, tangent. That we are creating from this place of expansion, growth, change, something new, something, yes? Understanding that's how life works. What we're creating is in alignment with that. And it is unique to us. It is what we have to offer based on our unique experience, our unique expression, our unique creative iteration of ultimate reality. That is what being a powerful creator is. It's understanding that with your individuality, with your experience, with what is unique to you, you can then take truth, reality for how it is, and filter it through what you are to create something new that only you can create. So this is why we don't want to get rid of the ego, because the ego is the thing that is inspiring consciousness expansion. So think of it this way, okay? Most of us have heard of this idea that as beings on the planet, we already know everything intellectually, that we already have all the information, that we're not learning anything intellectually, right? Information-wise, while we're here. What we are learning is experience. We're having an experience. So think of it like consciousness itself. life itself, which includes death, the stuff that includes nothing, consciousness, reality, everything, already knows reality. Okay? So we're not learning anything we don't already know. However, so because life requires evolution, growth, and expansion, if consciousness already knows everything, what's an evolution on that, right? In order to stay being in alignment with life, there needs to be an expansion. So the understanding is there. So what's an expansion from an understanding? An experience. What's an expansion from an understanding, and what's an expansion from an experience? An individual experience. You see where I'm going with this? So essentially what I'm saying is this. You being a unique individual with free will and a unique perspective experience that you have gone through, unique taste, unique preference, unique interests, means you are the next iteration of consciousness expansion. That is what you are doing. You being here, having a unique experience, finding truth, and then living out your truth, meaning what you can do with the truth that exists. So remembering again, the structure of reality is both solid and fluid. It's not either, it's both. There's a structure to it, but then we also have creative potential within it. It's not completely set in stone, it's not completely illusory, it's both. Yeah? So you having these loose understandings of reality and then combining that with your individual perspective, your individual perception, your individual likes and dislikes and all these things, like I've already said, is an expansion on consciousness. You are perpetuating what consciousness knows about itself by being a unique individual who does something creatively with what you have been through. It's not hive mind, it's not groupthink, it's not what all of us have done. You're not seeing the whole picture because that is already done. The whole picture has already been seen. What you're doing is taking your little bit and expanding from that. You are expanding consciousness, being an individual. Yes? So we got to understand that the self and the identity, we don't want to get too wrapped up in the definition of this. So this is what, so when we go into self-knowledge, yeah, a lot of, again, people who get into this work of like trying to figure out who the self is and what is the self and who am I, get into these cul-de-sacs where we try so hard to figure out who I am. We try so hard to figure out what the self is. We really are looking for this definition. And we can't find it, we can't find it, we can't find it. We lose ourselves, we lose it, until we get to this place where we're like, the self must just not exist because I can't define it. I can't find me. I don't know where I am. I don't know where my mind is. I don't know what is me and what is not me. I can't definitively say this is me and that is you, so therefore the self must not exist. And that's a cul-de-sac. And I'm going to tell you why it's a cul-de-sac. The reason that it's a cul-de-sac is because the truth in reality is that everything is fluid and changing while being solid and permanent. Yes? So if you're looking only for the solid and permanent thing, you're trying to get rid of that which is fluid, you can't see the picture and it's going to look like you don't exist. Yeah? But it's not because you don't exist. It's not because there isn't a you. It's because one of the most fundamental parts of you is that you're fluid and changing and growing, because that is how life works. You have to be that in order to not be dying. You have to be. To truly know yourself is to know truth, right? And to know that, to truly know yourself, understanding what truth means, that which is in alignment with life, you understand that you are an ever-evolving thing. You are a unique fractal of all that is perpetually changing and growing. So you're both. You're both a thing and you're not a thing. And if we try to be one or the other, we get confused. We miss it. It's truly, the harder you try to hold on to what makes you you, the harder you try to squeeze that this is who I am, you will lose it. Yeah? The more you allow it to be fluid, the more solid it's going to become. And this is why these videos are so philosophical, and I want you to do this for yourself, okay? But this is the thing, okay? You are an expansion on consciousness based on your experience, what you're going through, your perceptions, the lies you have believed, how you got back to truth, the traumas you have experienced, the wounds you have gone through, the things that interest you, the things that don't interest you, your musical taste, all of that is who you are. And now, the more you discover about yourself, meaning you're not trying to whittle yourself down to a definition of who I am. You're trying to expand. You're trying to allow the definition of what I am to become greater and greater and greater. The more solid the definition of yourself will become, the more clear you will be on who and what you are, and the more capacity you will have to express that. And to be a powerful creator, you have to be able to hold that paradox of there is universal truth that applies to everybody, and I have to play within those rules in order for my creations to be life generating, in alignment with life, what I want to be creating, good for me and good for everybody, right? Good for life, right? And good is just such not a good word. It's, again, powerful. In order for things to be powerful, they need information. In order for more information, you need to be learning and growing. So we're in alignment with that which is the truth of reality, and we're working this angle of perpetual self-discovery, perpetual self-expression within that self-discovery. I learned this about myself, I express it. I see if it's life-generating, if it creates more stuff, if it creates destruction. And this is the other thing too, is like, this is why the beautiful thing about this is that there's never going to be an end point. Okay? It's like literally everything you do, whether it's life-generating or not, can be something you learn from, and therefore is overarchingly life-generating. And so you learn from it, and then you create something new based on that knowledge. And then that thing is either life-generating or not generating, and then you're going to create something new based on what you learned through doing that. So it's this constant new thing, evolution, change. Based on what I learned, I'm going to try something new. And then based on that, I'm going to try something new. And seeing how that is consciousness expansion. Yes? It's literally every time we do something new, we learn something new, we then have a step, a platform to do something we've never even done before that. And then we learn something new doing that, and then we can go again. So it is you learning what you are, not trying to narrow it down, but wanting to expand it. Yes? That is going to be your greatest creative potential. And so understanding that, again, this receptivity and this conductivity is about learning about the reality. How does reality work? How does truth work? What is creating life? What is showing me? What am I learning from? What can I learn from this? That's really all that it is. And then it's saying, okay, now that I've learned something, what do I want to do with it as an individual, right? So, for instance, I am not interested in studying animals. I just really don't care about that. Are animals a part of the reality? Absolutely. Are animals a part of truth? Absolutely. Yes? Are there people out there who should be studying animals? Absolutely. Do we need those people who are studying animals to do that? Absolutely. I don't want to be doing it. However, there's going to become some time when I want to learn something about an animal, but I don't want to have to go out and actually like find an antelope to figure out how it does what it does. I can Google it because somebody else already did that. They created something that now I am benefiting from. This is what life generation is. This is what powerful creation is. You do the thing that's interesting to you, and then you watch how the ripple effect of that is you doing the thing that's interesting to you saves somebody else from doing that thing where that's not their skill, they don't want to do that, but they need that thing that you offer, and therefore you can do it for them. We're interdependent. So again, you fully embracing what's interesting to you, rejecting what doesn't resonate with you, right? Not trying to be universal, not trying to be all and everything, trying to be what you are actually supports the evolution of everything. So again, like another more practical example. In my company, Perception Trainers, I have to have graphics. I have to have logos. I have to have design elements. I have to have these thumbnails for this, right? Graphics, the beautiful things. I do not want to learn Photoshop. I'm just going to say that flat out. I don't want to learn how to design my own stuff. I do not want to do that. I am not interested. I want to write blogs. I want to write programs. I want to make videos. That's what's interesting to me. So what do? I go to my sister and I say, hello, sister. You like doing graphics. You have a special eye for this. This is another thing. I'm not good at it. I do not have an artistic eye. I do not have an eye for graphics. I cannot tell really the difference between something that is beautiful and something that is not. I don't have it. That's not how my particular brain works. It's not my specific area of interest. My sister, on the other hand, is an artist. She has an eye. She's interested in Photoshop. She learned those skills. She has those skills because she likes them. And so we are interdependent. Yes, my doing what I'm doing creates a financial situation where she can be supported in doing what she does in exchange for giving me something that I need that I don't want to have to do. Everybody plays, everybody wins. You see what I'm saying here? Her being her, me being me, we're both doing our thing. It's life generating because everyone's benefiting. No one is being destroyed by the stuff that I'm creating. Hopefully not this stuff. And so what I'm saying here is this, right? Maybe the illusions that you have are being destroyed, if I'm going to give myself a little pat on the back. But other than that, this is serving the world and it's creating life generation. And that is literally because I'm interested in this. This is why I do this. The point of Perception Trainers is not I'm trying to be a universal teacher who knows everything and does everything. No. I am boiling my own experience down, talking about what I'm interested in, doing what I care about, and pretty much nothing else. And yes, I'm in a very privileged position, but again, I worked really hard to get into this privileged position. So, and in this privileged position, I have the opportunity to give a lot of free content. I can do a lot of stuff for free and give away a lot of this information because that's how life generation works. I'm supported, and therefore I can do a lot of this stuff without needing to charge money for it, and that's awesome. Okay, so that's the thing. It's if you're trying to lose yourself, if you're not working on figuring out who and what you are, if you're trying to become general, if you're trying to force yourself to do things that really don't resonate with you and you don't care about, if you're trying to lose your ego, all this, you're never going to be a powerful creator because it is who and what you are. It is reality filtered through your perspective that makes something. So think of it like this. You're a prism. Light is happening. Information, truth, reality, that's all there. You're a prism that when light shines through you, it becomes a rainbow. Right? Light was already like that. Light contains all the spectrum, but because of that prism, we can see it. You're a prism. You filter the truth, and you make a rainbow. And it's unique to you. Yeah? We need that. We need the filters. We're the filters. And we are the creators of something new. So we are expanding consciousness by being ourselves. Because again, every time we have an individual experience that is just based on what we are and create something from that, that's the first time that's ever been done. That's expansion of consciousness. That's powerful creation. So the more information you have about yourself, the more powerful you're going to be in your creations. Because again, information is power. The more power you have, the more powerful you are. That makes sense, yes? So learn about yourself. What do you like? What don't you like? What's interesting to you today? What's interesting to you tomorrow? Let things about yourself die. Let things about yourself change. Don't try and narrow down what you are. Expand your version of how you know yourself. Continue to learn about yourself forever and allow everything you learn to create something more that you learn. And that's life. That's creation. That's power. So we'll see you in the next video where we're going to talk about discipline. And until then, I love you. Go create. Mwah.